Welcome to
Unfiltered Growth.
Real Talk on Trends and Strategies. This podcast is your weekly dose of reality-checked wisdom.
As we explore the intersection of entrepreneurship, marketing, culture, business, and innovation.
We strip away the BS and dive into real challenges and opportunities for revenue growth.
With a sharp, unfiltered lens.
Expect raw conversations, real success,
and failure stories.
And practical advice that you can apply to your journey.
No filters.
Just growth.
You want to know what my heroes are?
A hero and a half shell. Who?
Randall Pearson from This Is Us. You want to know why? Because
yes,
you rarely see a strong, fit, smart black man bawling his eyes out on national television. Okay? There was moments throughout all the seasons as a black brother. I promise you, I was like, man, I've been there. That is like one of the most relatable moments. And for them to capture that and bring it to the attention of other people. Ooh, child. Ooh, child.
This Is Us did such a good job of captivating the unspoken about truths of people, or the okayness, I guess you could say, that it is okay to be emotional because humans have emotions.
Right.
And however you look, whatever you identify as, that emotions are actually a true sign of intelligence. And I love Randall, and I got the pleasure of hearing him speak, the actor, Sterling Brown. His name's Sterling Brown.
Yep. Sterling
okay,
Brown.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I was like, it's blanking right now. I almost called him Randall Pearson. That's his true name.
That's his name. You are Randall forevermore.
I was like, Christina, is that his name? See him speak at the college that I actually graduated from. I didn't go to the same school as him, but he was there like on a speaking tour. And it was so he's Randall in person, it's just his essence of that. So I have a challenging question for you. I don't know if it's challenging, but because you only have a couple to choose from. But if you were to say I was a character on This Is Us, who would I be? It could be a man too, by the way. Man or female.
I feel like, and this is not because I'm just black. Just to make this clear, I really do feel like I encompass. I could be blunt. Be like, oh, you picked a black character. I'm like, no. I really feel I encompass Randall because I think I know in my soul I'm very strong-willed and I carry a lot, and I'm an empath who thinks of people before myself. So, as y'all know, I'm a recovering people pleaser, so pray for me. But I think the depths of it, I question myself of which Randall am I? Am I the very youthful Randall? Am I the mid-level Randall? And I can see myself in all bits and pieces because almost like it's weird if people are listening and watching. You're like, I wonder what Troy's life experiences were. I'm like, you might want to watch This Is Us. And you can there's some parallels, y'all. I was like, oh, I'm reliving my whole childhood in some ways, not literally, but there's the feelings of it. But I think I'm a combination. This might be funny. I think I'm a combination of Randall and oh my God, what is the daughter's names?
Oh gosh.
I got it. I think I'm a combination of Randall and Tess.
Okay.
Because I've always been very curious. I've always been sort of a black sheep, if you will. And I think that's representative in how I navigate business and how I build community and relationships in that way. What about you? What characters would you say you are?
So do you want to hear a funny, This Is Us Unfiltered. So Troy, you did not answer my question correctly.
No. Don't call me out in front of the people.
We are unfiltered. This is our friendship. I asked what you think I am.
Oh, wow. I totally heard this wrong.
It's okay.
I'm leaving it in,
I could have said it wrong. See, that's perception. Ooh. We talk about listening. We talk about communication. It's prime example right here live. Okay. But I'll answer your question about what I think I am. And then,
we'll do vice versa. Okay.
Yeah. Goodness, I feel like it's a mix. I don't know. I feel like I'm like the big three all in one, you know? And I think it's because of me definitely, I'm a Gemini. So even though Gemini is two-faced, two sides, I can have three because I'm also an Enneagram 3. So we are just going to say that the big three is truly me because how they, each of them navigate life and their passions are very vulnerable, but very selfish at times. And I feel like in different seasons of me and season 3 with the big three, boom, boom. That's
Business plug.
how I'm identifying with all three of them. I know that sounds so crazy, and it's not just because I don't see myself as just one of them. I can't, maybe, but I don't want to say this person because it's like the cliche one that people would probably say. But I want to hear your point of view, Troy. Who am I on This Is Us?
I'm worried if I say it, will it match up with the cliche?
Oh.
We're going to
It's
find
fine
out
if it
next
is.
time.
Here we go. Yeah, right.
All right, so my thoughts, this might be a little weird. I feel like you're a combo of Sophie and Kate.
So why Sophie?
I think because you are so independent and you're very clear about what you want. And I think over time, once Sophie had that whole season where she's like, oh, Kevin, you messing up, bro. I'm not in it. Like in the later seasons, she kept challenging him. Like, I know what I want. Until you present yourself
reality.
in a certain way, this is who I am. I'm not doing this no more. And I think that sternness. But I also think with Kate, I think we see her develop in defining who she is and growing and learning to love herself and accept. And I've literally witnessed you even expand and rocket ship, which is about to make me cry. I'm not going to cry. On just your self-development and growth too. And so that's where I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm hitting the mark, but I'm throwing my shot. I'm shooting my shot.
So no, I love that. And for you, I mean, Randall, I think that, and it's not just because Randall is one of the only Black males on that show, and I'm not saying you're that because of that. That's not it. Which a lot of the times we talk about not putting people in boxes and filling that because you need diversity. This is not what I'm saying, so I'm not trying to go back on what I talked about earlier in an episode on our podcast. But I think he is so loyal, and you are one of the most loyal people, and you fight through adversity. You fight for what you truly believe in. You fight for the people you love, whether that be your spouse, people you work with, your dad, like not your dad, but how Randall fought for that relationship with his dad, even though he was left on the firehouse steps essentially. Right. But you have that compassion. You have those people who have done you wrong. You still have an open heart to hear them and let them in and cook them a meal and sit at your table. And no matter where people have come from, you open those doors and help connect, and not knowing if they'll open those doors and connect you. So I feel like that is how you're Randall. You are that connector, and it's truly the essence of what a community leader, a leader essentially should be. You shouldn't be a leader because of a benefit of just you. You should be a leader so you can lead the next person to lead better than you. And that is, I feel, is what you totally align with, and like what you're all about when we're going to businesses and helping them grow.
I got to end the podcast now. I'm done with the podcast. My emotions, I'm holding back tears. The people don't want to see me cry, hear me cry. But I appreciate you. And I think, well, Troy, Christina, what does this have to do with business and growth? Honestly, for starters, we just got really unfiltered and raw and real for a minute. I am learning to receive compliments. Still a work in progress, but thank you. But two, I think it shows, one, look at the dynamics of the show. The writers particularly, they had to do research. They had to make sure the reason it did so well, it was so reflective of the dichotomy of all the things we navigate. And when you are a business, when you're a leader, when you're trying to, pitch to clients and customers, in many cases, they want to see all of you. They want to know the different layers of you, not just this one facade that you put in the front. There's a clip that's going viral right now with Randall where he goes back and he tells everyone, I'm giving you all this time, I'm all this stuff, and I'm done. And everyone has wanted to have that moment where you're like, you don't respect me, I'm out. But we get stuck because we need the money. We need the clients. Well, how do we create a dynamic culture? And how do we build that community where we can be our authentic selves and still make money? How can we do that? That's the question. That's a challenge,
And to wrap this episode up, I feel that what you said really hit on the head. That's not even the saying what I was going for. It just drove home how companies should create their campaigns, not for what they think people want, but for what they are researching and that they are saying their customer prospects are wanting. Like, you can say they read Forbes, they read this, but have you done the research like a This Is Us writer? Think about that before you do your campaigns, and think about how they've wrapped in every single step of their journey through This Is Us to that final scene. And every business is going to have a final scene. Let's just be real. But what episodes, what elements are you tying into it to build up to that big moment of This Is Us? And that's the finale of your campaign. How do you do that? Draw those emotions in, because emotions can empower people and be more loyal to your brand, because there are a lot of options out there, a lot. But if they're tied to the people and you're tied to the emotion of how you make them feel, they make you feel, that is going to give you millions of dollars, and it will eliminate competitors to even come close to you.
Oof, girl. Last thing I will say to close it out on my end, I think back to the dynamic of both Kate and Rebecca, and how everyone's on their own growth journey, and growth for one person looks different. We all know through season 1 through season 3, Kate was trying to lose weight and feel more accepted of herself. And then we have the model person that Rebecca was, and she still had her own insecurities and things that she navigated. Now, some may be more external, some may be more internal, but there's still levels of growth. And so for you as a business, as an entrepreneur, as a leader on a team, whatever case you might be, you have to match the internal and the external, and know that the external sometimes doesn't reflect what's going on internally, and vice versa, which means to say this: we can't compare ourselves to other people. We got to literally run our own race to achieve our own growth.
And that's it, guys. We'll see you next time.
And that wraps up another episode of Unfiltered Growth. Make sure you subscribe, rate,
with 5 stars,
and leave us a review.
Remember, growth doesn't happen in isolation. Join our community of bold thinkers and doers on social media and stay connected.
Don't forget to go to season3media.com/podcast for strategy or event inquiries, resources, or to just chill with us.
Until next time, keep pushing boundaries, embracing diversity, and never stop growing. This is Christina and Troy signing off. And remember,
no filters,
just growth.